And welcome back to another episode of the Board Game Snobs, but this is a mini pod sesh number 8. And I have a very special guest here. Guess who's back? Back again. Sharde's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? See, the original version I had did not have them singing it.
So,
Sharde's back.
So I'm back, baby. But I have to say,
What?
Why am I a special guest? Am I?
Oh,
regular?
you're special. You're special to me in several different ways.
Oh, my heart.
Do you not think you're special?
That warms the cockles of my heart.
As it should. Anyone special to me, it should warm the cockles of your heart.
Is Jerry special to you?
Jerry's special to me.
Is
Enrique's special to me.
Aww.
Let's see. There's that's 1, 2, 3. My wife, 4. Not in that particular order. Yeah, there's probably, I'd say roughly 10 people in the world that are special to me.
Well, I don't like to use those kind of words to describe people that I really like.
English?
Love? No.
What kind of words do you like to use?
No, it's not that. I like to
categorize. I have a top 10 list of everything, including special friends.
So that's the thing I don't do. I don't categorize my friends because for me, I don't say I have like this close friend or that close friend because to me, it's like one person might hear you say and they're like, oh, so I'm not your favorite. I just don't like that kind of stuff. It's just so like, okay. There's people that want to be number one, and I don't like that.
Well, so my spouse, my wife, the love of my wife, my life, she doesn't even count. Like that's she's beyond special friend. Like that's a different stratosphere. So it's yeah. I have you, Jerry and Enrique. That's 3 people very special to me. I have a top 7.
Oh my God.
I can leave the rest open and everyone else has to jockey for position.
Well,
and I'm not going to tell you if you're in there other than those 3.
Well, I'm not going to say. There's too many people that
I'll go top 10.
Okay, fine. But I just like to say, Gobs, it's been a while since we did our mini pod. It has been a while.
And what have you been up to?
Oh my God. Honestly, I've been working a lot or not working a lot. I've been training for a new job. And so I haven't had fun or time to do fun things, I feel like. But, except the weekends, that's my only off days.
I think your time is the same, but your work hours are different and thus have altered your perception of what you have available to you.
That's deep, Gubs.
Because your new job, you're learning how to be a dialysis technician. Mm-hmm. Recently hired, learning her job, doing very well. But it's 3 months of training.
Yeah.
And your hours are early in the morning.
I have to get up at 4:30 and be there at 5:20.
Welcome to my old world as a truck driver.
Nobody cares about your old world.
I do,
he really
though.
likes
and
to
you know
tell
what?
everyone, I used to do that too.
I remember the days of waking up early. And I remember someone, they would accuse me of this, can't hang. When I'd get sleepy at 8 o'clock.
Did not know. No, actually.
Now who's sleepy at 8 o'clock?
Let me put you on blast for a second. You don't like to go to bed to wake up at 4:30. So therefore you're tired the next
hate going to bed
morning.
Early.
So it's your fault.
I hate going to bed, period.
That's why I make fun of you.
Sleep is a waste of time.
Actually, sleep is one of the healthiest things you can do for your body and mind.
I know. That's why I'm morbidly obese and depressed.
And have anxiety and all these horrible...
Hey. Nobody needs to know my business.
Oh, sorry.
I put most of it out there already, though.
You did do that.
So, since the last time we recorded, the last one we discussed was Paper Tales. We enjoyed that game quite a bit.
Remind me, Paper Tales. What was that a game about?
That's the card game, and you had the 2 cards in the front and the 2 cards in the back, and the 2 cards in the front would battle. My 2 cards would battle your 2 cards. It had the moon looking thing that looked like warts that would go and your people would age out and die. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Sorry. It's been a while since we played it.
You enjoyed it.
Yes, I did.
Since then, we have played a few games together. I got Cover Your Assets, a party game.
Every time you say it, I always think you're going to say something else.
I think that's the whole idea behind it.
Oh.
Cover Your Assets.
They knew they were
I heard
doing.
a lot about that from Christian from Superboard Sunday. He's always talking about Cover Your Assets is so great. Cover Your Assets is so great. It was a very fun game. Very fun game. It's a very take that, I'm going to steal your cards unless you can defend them type thing. We enjoyed it. Did you enjoy that game?
Okay, so Cover Your Assets. I'm having a hard time remembering.
Oh my God.
We should have took notes before.
It's the game we played with Deej and Char, and I would lay my cards down, and then I would try to take yours. You had to have at least a set of two. Mm-hmm. You put your 2 cards down, then I could take your set if I had another one of those cards, and you had to have one to back it up, or a gold or a silver, which are wilds. Person with the most money at the end of the game wins.
Yes, I remember it. Sorry. For some reason, it's been a while, and yes, I really enjoyed that game.
It was a couple weeks ago.
It was very fun. It wasn't boring. It felt competitive, and
it's a party game.
And it wasn't boring. As long as it's not boring, I'm good. It has some kind of strategy at the same time.
I don't know. Okay, there's 2 terms that since this mini pod sesh is taken from the point of view of Sharde is not into the hobby, quote unquote, as we are. Strategy generally is taken as a term where I have a plan for the overall arc of the game. Some games don't lend to that because you can't have a plan because literally from turn to turn, everything changes. Cover Your Assets being the party game style it is. They call it a tactical, meaning you have to just deal with what's happening right now. Since the last time you played, things have changed. I have to adjust what I want to do. Cover Your Assets would fall into that because I might have cards in my hand and I play them down. I'm like, ooh, I've got these cards that are mine. Nope, someone is stealing them now. So now I don't have those cards anymore.
So you're saying that's a tactical.
Tactical is short-term. Basically, tactical is short-term strategy.
Short-term strategy. Okay, I like that.
In board gaming terminology, it took me forever before I'm like, what's the difference between? Because tactical and strategy are the same thing to me.
There's a board game terminology.
There's lots of board game terminology. Tactical means short-term strategy, and your strategy is your long game. This is what I'm putting this into motion because this is what I want to do for the long stretch of the game. Right.
Well, I think pretty much all the games I've played recently are pretty much short-term.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played any.
No.
Really. Besides Wingspan, that one's pretty strategy.
Wingspan, you can have a strategy, yes.
I feel like that one was...
The cards that come out make you have to do certain tactical moves. Out of what's presented to me, I have to take this now.
Yeah.
But you could have a long-term... the cards you get in the very beginning of Wingspan, there's if you have this type of bird... Yeah, you'll get so many points for it. That would be your strategy, your long-term strategy.
Yeah, at the end, you're okay, let me check back and see if I, actually got to that.
Right.
I kind of feel like I should take notes of what games we played.
It's okay.
I'm just having a brain fog.
I understand. You're always in a brain fog.
No, I'm not.
You live in a perpetual fog of brain fog.
How dare you, Gobs?
But I've got it written down.
Well, no,
so
it's not that. It's not that. Okay. It's I can't physically or mentally remember what I even played. Because I'm having an actual brain fog.
I know. I'm telling you. I have it covered. You don't worry. Hey, just stick with me, kid.
Okay.
So, speaking of boring, On the Rocks.
Boring. And
now, we received this as a very nice, review copy from Chad Elkins friend of the show. Much appreciated getting this game. Tutankhamun, excellent game. What's the other one? What's the one with the king and you run the king around? I've got that game too. King of the Forest.
King of the Forest.
That's not the name of the game. Okay. Kingswood.
I think so. I actually was thinking Kingswood.
Really enjoy that. Tutankhamun. Really enjoy that.
You know you gave me that game, Kingswood.
I know. It's a good game. You enjoyed
Gaby gave me a set of board games to put in my new apartment and to add to my aesthetic.
This is a good starter set.
Yeah, it's a starter set right there, baby. A board game snob starter kit for getting into board games. And I'm going to put it on my bookshelf. Well, it's on my bookshelf, but Gaby, I don't know really what I was going with that one.
Oh, okay. Cool. Way to just drop off in the middle of a cliff somewhere.
It's brain fog.
Way to take this conversation to nowhere. So we received On the Rocks from Chad Elkins, 25th Century Games. And also, I think, Pintree Games. And the designers are escaping me right now. I'm sorry. But that's okay.
Chad.
Full disclosure, we did not enjoy the game, personally. For me, first of all, beautiful, amazing components. Those player boards, loved it. They open up like drink menus. Marbles, who doesn't like marbles? I mean,
the art was definitely very nice, and I think that's why I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this game, because I was drawn to the art.
The card stock, very good. This game is top notch,
top tier
components, top shelf. Get it?
Yeah.
Top shelf components for On the Rocks.
However,
it has this, you draw marbles out of a bag, you drop them in a certain amount of cups in front of you, depending on player count, and you drop them, I would say it's not Moncala style, but you're dropping one marble in each cup, and you go round and round. Then you can choose one of those cups that your drink requires. So like say, and I think there's 4 different styles of drink. Your drink may require, I don't have it in front of me, but just say it requires 3 red marbles, 2 yellows, and a white.
And these are just the ingredients of
the
drink.
Quote unquote ingredients.
Or your cocktail.
You're drawing that, you want to get the marbles that are closest to that. So you take that thing of marbles, you put them on your board, and you can put those into those different drinks. And then you can save up to 3, and then the rest you have to get rid of. Then you have like some black marbles that signify spills. There's some gold marbles that give you, you can specifically take out a marble you need.
I think it's fascinating that you remember
this collection.
Game so very well, even though you didn't like it and you only played it once.
No, I played it with you and I played it several times solo.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, I just have to say, let me just tell you guys, whenever we started this game, we were playing it, just slowly moving our balls, our ingredients.
Slowly moving our balls around.
And then all of a sudden, Gaby's like, hey, do you guys like this game? And I said, no. Gina was like, it's okay. It's fine. And Gaby's like, oh, I hate it. And I was just like, why are we playing this? Please, can we play a different game?
So it's set collection like many other games. The most basic set collection for me to always draw from is Splendor. I prefer Splendor over this game.
Splendor was superior.
Splendor, you have a card you're wanting to shoot for. You pick up those tokens that you need to fulfill that card. This game, you get a thing full of marbles. Some of them you may need, some of them you may not. Games for me require a feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment, and or making me think, what do I need to do? I got none of that from this game.
I mean, that's how I feel in life.
What? You get no satisfaction in life?
No. I said I like to feel that way when I'm in life.
Right. You want satisfaction. And it's like, and you're right. Even when we were able to fulfill a drink, it's like, oh, place these marbles there. Oh, I fulfilled it. So what happens? Oh, well, you get that card and you get some money for it. And there's, and the cards, the tip money that you get Your drink provides you money, and then you get a tip. The tips you can either keep for money, or you can turn them in for their special abilities. And I think the special abilities are supposed to kind of alleviate some of the randomness of the marble drawing.
Like the repetitiveness?
It's very repetitive. But lots of games are repetitive. But the thing is, this just didn't do anything for me.
You can have a repetitive game that can be fun. I mean, there's solitary. There is goldfish, and like those games.
Go fish? Goldfish? What are you saying?
Oh, that's right. I think
it's go fish. Like go fish.
I think it was go fish, but
not
I think
goldfish.
I think I just had a profound moment. Like I thought
you never knew that your whole life.
No, I think I've always said gold.
Your whole life you thought that game was called Goldfish.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm dropping knowledge.
No,
Paige, Paige, learning something every day.
No, it's not that I didn't know. I think you say it and it just sounds like goldfish. Goldfish.
Goldfish.
Goldfish.
Goldfish.
Oh my God. Why?
And here we are. Paige having a revelation that the game is not goldfish.
I'm totally having a revelation.
It's go fish.
So that one's pretty repetitive.
Yes.
That's not really related.
But this game, and I've seen lots of posts on. Lots of people seem to enjoy it. I did not. But it's set collection. It's got, like I said, amazing components. And of course, I hate to say anything about a game that somebody's like, you just feel guilty. It's like, hey, check out this game. Here you go. Check this out. And, but I have to say, I did not like it. I like a game that makes me feel something. This game made me feel nothing. I felt nothing.
You know what I think you could have done? I think you maybe get involved like with the game by drinking, like because you're playing.
I'm always drinking. I can guarantee you we were drinking when we were playing.
Well, never mind. I was thinking that would make it more lively.
But the reason I played it solo 3 times. 2 times blown out I lost tremendously. The solo is extremely, extremely luck based. I did not like that. One time I defeated it solo. And it all depends on whether or not you draw those black marbles out of the bag. And it seemed like several times solo, I kept drawing the black marbles, which are bad, and never got a gold marble. The second time, I happened to not draw anybody. It's like completely luck based on what you draw out of the bag. And then again, like I said, those tip cards might alleviate some of that. But if you alleviate it with the action of the tip card, you don't get the money of the tip card. And the way to win this game is money. You want to have the most money. So it's like you're giving up money to draw an extra red marble out of the bag. No, I don't need that. I can just get this cup full of marbles, and I'm sure there's going to be one in there. Or wait till the next turn.
Well, I think when you were saying about how he recommended the game or whatever, I don't think it's wrong to...
Didn't recommend it. They sent it to us.
Or they sent it to you.
Like here, try this out.
Not recommend, right. But like he wanted you to, play it and see what you thought. And you are telling what you thought. You're just giving your constructive criticism, and it's honest, and I think that's fine, and I don't think you should feel bad.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm right.
But anyway, that's my own opinion. Check out other opinions for On the Rocks by 25th Century Games. Now we're going to go to the last game that we have on the dock for this mini pod sesh. Lorenzo il Magnifico, the card game, Masters of the Renaissance.
Is this the ball, like the balls?
More balls, yes.
Like you like throwing them in more balls?
Throwing them balls around. Another game of throwing balls around. Go ahead.
You're such a
The
dude.
marble game.
The marble. Oh yeah, that's right. I should probably call them marbles. Okay, so the marbles where you like push it and then it goes into its little beep.
Yes. You have a grid of 4x3 marbles, and you can either, whichever spot you place the marble that pushes them out, you get those marbles that are being in the line of whatever's being pushed out, a column or a row. With those, they represent, obviously, rock. I don't even remember the other elements.
I need you to say that game, like the title of it. I feel like you said it really, like, good.
Lorenzo, I believe it's it's right behind you somewhere.
No. I want you to say it. Like, did you just say it in like a Chilean accent?
No. I did not. It's Lorenzo il Magnifico.
Il Magnifico, like that.
No, if you want me to, I would go Lorenzo il Magnifico.
Ooh.
Masters of the Renaissance. The card game, Masters of the Renaissance. I mean, but it's an Italian game because Lorenzo il Magnifico is Italian.
Yes. I kind of got that with the Renaissance word.
Renaissance, yes.
Renaissance.
Yeah,
I've had a hard time with that word ever since I was 10. So
return to Renaissance.
I can't seem to get it right.
So in this game, which me and Jerry have discussed in the podcast before, we played it at BUG. We loved it. We bought it. Another set collection game. You're trying to fulfill these cards. You get a certain amount of cards. You get 7 cards. Game's over. Or you can run up the faith track to a certain amount. It's either 20 or 25. I'm sorry, I forget. Whoever gets there first triggers in-game. So 2 in-game triggers. To fulfill the cards, you're either getting shields, gold, stone. Those might be the 3. There's shields, gold, stone, faith.
There's the cross is faith.
Yeah, the cross is faith. It's the one red marble in there. But anyway, so you're moving these marbles around. You're using this little track, and you bump them out, and they roll down. And the marble thing is very cool.
I think the marble thing really adds some kind of like giddiness.
Tactile feel. It's like, this is interesting.
Like I'm at the push this little ball or marble, and then it's going to go bing, bing, like that. Not really, but
There's no bing, bing, but okay.
Okay, those are my sound effects. I like that sound effects.
So, yeah, you do the marble thing. You choose the, not elements. Good God. What are those things called? Rock, stone, gold.
Those are called pieces.
Pieces. Let's just go with pieces. That's better than anything I can come up with right now.
Okay.
You get those pieces, those products, and with those you store them. Now, the storing is where, to me, the storing is the game. Because you can only store 1 of a kind, 2 of a kind, or 3 of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
With that, it's very restrictive.
Yeah. And you can get too many.
Exactly.
And I think that's where I got messed up when I was playing. I didn't have room. So when I didn't have room, I had to get rid of, I think I had to get rid of 1 or something. And like you got a point or something like that. If
you can't store it, then it gives all the other players a faith. So It sucks if you have to get rid of something.
Right. And so that kept happening to me. And homeboy over here kept getting points because of me. You're welcome.
It's easy to run up the faith track, I'm just going to say. And that if I had a gripe against this game, it's that the faith track seems the way to go. And the first person there, they're going to automatically get those 20 or 25 points. And then everybody else gets points according to where they are on that track up to that point. And there's also a thing where if I get to a certain point first, if you're not within this certain area, then you're going to lose these bonus points. So it's a lot to it. It also has a solo. The solo is real quick and fun. I like the solo of this game. I prefer it multiplayer because the solo's pretty tough to beat for me. And again, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as like run up the faith track as fast as you can.
I actually find that I've never played a solo board game like before, like with, except solitary. But I find that if I were to get into just playing solo games, I could play this solo.
Resources. That's the word I'm looking for the goal.
This whole time you've been trying to figure out.
I've been trying to figure that out.
I thought pieces was good enough for you.
No, resources is better.
It hurts my feelings.
This game doesn't have a whole lot to it upon repeated plays.
But it's fun. It's fun.
It's fallen down for me somewhat in my rankings. Not that it was super high, but when I first played it, the first few times, I was blown away. I loved it. I'm like, I love Lorenzo Magnifico. It provided a similar feel in the way it was played, the resources. The marbles was brand new. But it doesn't have a lot of variety. when you buy these cards, you can also take an action where you can run your production. So I can trade in this and it will create that.
I did like that production. What's the word I'm looking for, Gabs?
I don't know.
Feature.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't actually know I could activate that feature.
I explained it, but go ahead.
You did explain it, but I, for some reason, didn't know how to do it.
Production is the primary way to run up that faith track.
Yeah, because I'm like, why the heck am I still in like level 1? I need to get to level 2.
So what we're talking about is so I may want this card over here. This card costs 2 gold to purchase. Once I purchase that, I put that on my player board. Now what that card does is, let's say I want to run production. If I have several cards on my board in a row, well, then I can turn this resource I have into something else. So I could turn this 1 stone into 2 gold. Once you turn them into something, there is another storage place on your board that is unlimited, as opposed to the start off point where you can either have 1, 2, or 3 of a kind. If you run something through production, there's a storage space for that, and it's unlimited.
That's why you got to start production.
That's why you got to start production, and you can store a bunch of crap and run crap up.
And I think that's why I lost, because I didn't start. Start it.
You had hardly any production at all.
Okay.
So I was like, I would turn in like a rock for 2 faith, a shield for 2 faith, and I was just bam, bam, bam running up that faith track.
Yeah.
I think the faith track, in my opinion, and who was I listening to? I was listening to Gamecasters, and Ryan made a good point. And I've done this. I've been guilty of it. I'm like, I've played this game one time. I've got this one card. This one card seems overpowered to me. These people play these games, and they should, most of them do, play test the crap out of them. They play them hundreds of times to make sure this is not overpowered. This is not doing something it shouldn't do. I feel like the faith track is overpowered, but I'm assuming it's not. Maybe that's just my style of play. But still, nonetheless.
Like you're saying overpowered as in?
I mean, like if I'm going all in on faith, I'm going to beat you. If you're going all in on trying to purchase the cards.
So keep the faith.
Exactly. Always keep the faith. But anyway, so this was Sharde's first time playing this game. I enjoy the game. It's a I'd say lightweight entry family game.
I'd say so.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it a lot. I like I said, I like the little marble feature, and when I first started the balls,
pushing them balls around.
Yeah. When I started playing it, it took me a minute. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then as I got into it, and it got more like competitive and stuff, like, trying to beat your faith. And then I really started realizing, okay, I need to be more aware of my production, but my the colors, because I was getting colors I didn't actually need. Right. And I didn't.
You were getting resources that weren't for you, that had nothing to do with your production.
So I was like, okay, and I realized that at the kind of the ending where I was losing.
Right. We played one game. I
got it now. I got it. I understand it.
We need to play it again soon while you kind of remember it. Yeah.
I agree. It was really fun. I enjoyed it.
So let's just say I always like to compare Masters of Renaissance or Wingspan.
Wingspan.
Do you remember the Factories game?
Yeah, I do remember that game. Is that the game where
you have all the dice, you roll your dice?
Yes.
Then you put them, and those give you resources, and you buy these cards.
We should play games more than once. Like,
do you remember that game?
It's like I remember playing it, but for some reason I don't remember it as much as I remember Wingspan.
That's because it's not. It's a fine game. It's a very solid game. I would prefer Masters over that game, the Factories game. Over the Factories game.
Okay. Yeah.
Masters over the Fantastic Factories.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I can't give you yet what I feel about that. I don't.
Because you don't remember.
I don't want to give a false.
You've had too many glasses of whiskey since then.
That's so. Shut up. That's a false. Whatever.
Okay, so do you prefer, and I guess there are different settings, but for me, like Cover Your Assets is a party game you can play with a bunch of people or just 5 or, the minimum. Would you prefer playing something that's super light, doesn't require much thinking, like Cover Your Assets, or would you rather play something like Masters of Renaissance?
Well, to me, everything depends on who you're with and how many people are around you. But if there's only 5 of us or less, I would want to play the come on, let's get it right, Pager.
Come on, you can do it.
Renaissance.
No, not rain.
Renaissance.
There you go. There's no rain involved.
Why are you whispering?
Because it's ASMR.
I hate you.
Renaissance.
But because I like games that aren't too fast paced. Like I like games that's kind of, like you were saying, fulfilling and purposeful.
Right.
And like when you're playing a game that it's just
kind of makes you pause
4 or 5. Yeah,
to think about the moves you're going to make.
And you're like using your brain pretty much. And I like to think sometimes.
Just sometimes. Most of the time.
But like a lot of party
disengaged.
games, you're not really thinking too hard. You're kind of just spastic almost to me.
They're like rapid fire a lot of times.
Rapid, and I don't like to be rapid sometimes. I like to kind of,
But as you're saying that and I'm thinking about, like, it really they're completely different monsters because like Deej and Char, like Char has no interest in really playing any of the games in this room here, but she will play a party game because they're very simple and
you don't have to think too hard.
You don't have to think too hard, and they're easy to introduce to people. And like my wife will declare that she doesn't like to think that hard. She doesn't want to have, like, she always tells me she thinks enough at work. She doesn't want to think to have to play this game.
Well, see here.
Whereas I'm the opposite. I don't think at work. I haul rocks from one place to another.
No, you brainlessly haul rocks and brainlessly listen to podcasts.
But Jerry thinks a lot. So
well, here's the thing. I kind of hobble
to each their own, I guess.
Hobble the fence. I like to
straddle.
Think. Oh, sure. That's a.
You hobbled the fence. You took a baseball bat to it and hobbled it.
Yeah, I guess. Well, why a baseball bat?
Because like you strike it in the knee and it's hobbled.
Okay. Or I could have sort of fell on my skates, and then that's how I got that.
Crashed into the fence.
Yeah.
Then your half is on one side, half is on the other.
Okay, shut up. What I'm gonna say is, I love to think about things, and I like to be a deep thinker and think about things I never thought about. Like someone may have thrown that at me, and I'll think about it. But then there are times where I just don't want to do that.
Hey,
that's why I say I hobble.
If you like to think about things, think about this. Pinocchio can never say, "My nose is going to grow." Think about that and why.
Wow, that's random. He can't say that because it grows when he lies.
Right? But now, Pinocchio can never say, "My nose is going to grow," because his nose only grows when he's lying. So if he didn't lie, his nose won't grow. So then he's already lying, but then it would grow. It's a paradox in the world of Pinocchio.
Dude, what the crap? Is this on Reddit? Did you read that on Reddit?
I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson on this podcast called Smartless, and it blew my mind.
Oh my God. You are okay.
He was talking about things that can never occur in certain universes. And they were talking about the whole infinity thing, and they kind of went down this whole thing. But he said, "But think about this, Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Pinocchio.
He just blows. He just says things that blow my mind." And some people don't
take much.
Some people. Oh, good one! Shots fired. Some people don't like him. Some people do. But
what's his name?
Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's like one of the biggest astrophysicists out there now. But he said, "Think about this. Pinocchio could never say in his universe, 'My nose will grow,' because it's a paradox. Pinocchio's head would just explode.
to me, people who think about like those kind of things, like Pinocchio, like in universe, like they are thinking a lot, thinking too much, thinking too hard. But I mean, I guess it's okay because you think it's stuff people never thought about, but you doing a little bit too much thinking to me. But you know.
But you just said you like to think.
I do like to think, but I don't like to. Pinocchio. I don't like to overthink because overthinking stresses me and gives me anxiety and blah blah blah. You know this.
I do know this.
So, yeah. Let's
not overthink this podcast and end it now.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for Mini Pod Sesh number 8.
Says. Wait.
Glad to have you back, Sharde.
I'm happy to be back.
Glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. Boom, boom, boom.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll have you again. We won't have you again.
We'll be back again.
We'll be back again.
That sounds weird.
And a later Mini Pod Sesh number 9.
Number 9. What up? Later, dudes.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?